What if I told you that there were third world countries residing in the middle of the United States? If I were any younger, I wouldn't believe myself. However, my time in Pine Ridge Reservation fundamentally changed how I perceived the world. It began the beginning of my senior year of high school, when I needed more volunteer experience. Volunteer hours were needed to graduate from my school. I had only done smaller projects up until that point, with close friends and family. I asked one of my friends on how to get more hours, and she suggested that I apply to volunteer at Pine Ridge. I applied, not imagining that I'd be picked. However, the chosen applicants were soon announced, and my name was on the list. We had weekly meetings about Pine Ridge leading up to the trip. We had to discuss articles that were assigned as reading homework. We'd watch news reports and documentaries that told the story of Pine Ridge. We had rules on what we could and couldn't bring to the reservation. After about half a year of meetings, me and a group of 9 other girls went to South Dakota over our spring break. Even with all that preparation, I didn't know that this experience volunteering would change my view of the world. Stepping off the plane, we were quickly ushered into a small van and drove for hours until we reached our volunteer site. The site used to be a makeshift bullet factory, repurposed into a dormitory. It was very isolated, located right next to the Pine Ridge Reservation. Every day we had activities and projects that needed to be done. Most often we were tasked with building bed frames and outhouses on the property. We'd drive 2 to 3 hours to deliver the bed frames and outhouses, walk through 2 feet of mud to deliver them. No one person had a true house. It was all trailers or similar buildings, with sometimes 10 people living in a house. There are only 4 grocery stores on the reservation, and the Pine Ridge Reservation is the size of Connecticut. During our free time, we would go to different sites or had Native American speakers come and visit us. One day we went to Wounded Knee, where United States soldiers massacred over 250 men, women, and children. All that was there was a concrete pit and a chain fence covered in ribbons. After a week, we were packed up and sent home. So I truly believe that the new person was sent home that day. I truly believe that a new person was sent home that day. This was a story of my experience volunteering at the Pine Ridge Reservation and how it changed my perspective of the world. I never even considered doing something like volunteering on a Native American reservation. But by doing this volunteering and going to the reservation, I was drastically changed as a person. Having returned from this experience, I have dedicated myself to making the world that I live in a better place for everyone. Sometimes people's suffering can be as vast as the plains, but even so, we must cross that distance and offer all that we can.